Hello everybody, today is one of the biggest bombshells that we have ever released on this channel, guys. Trump, his DOJ winning across the board. Trump just solidified the win with the Senate, passed the CR to fund the government. Now Democrats want Schumer to resign. Social Security is going to be okay. The COLA increase, Medicare, Medicaid, all that's going to be okay. But guys, here is one of the biggest wins we have ever announced on this channel, released this morning, everybody. Get some popcorn, take a seat, because you're going to love this. The DOJ has just released information that the Clinton foundations were paid off from companies and foreign nations to control Congress and our policies. This has just been released, and it's a bombshell. Should the Clintons go to jail, guys? If you appreciate our breaking news, guys, hit the thumbs up like button. I am so excited because, again, we all knew something was happening, and it's just been released from the DOJ. The win with the government opening back up, going after the Clinton Foundation, and finding all this from the DOJ is huge. Attorney General Pam Bondi and our boy, Director Kash Patel, has submitted documents to Congress revealing the Clinton Foundation took donations from foreign and domestic sources for influence. The official said some of the evidence was flagged by whistleblowers who claimed such evidence was kept from corruption and investigation that was conducted in 2015 under Obama. And guys, I'm telling you, is this not some huge bombshell news? And not only that, huge other breaking news that two prosecutors have abruptly just resigned in the Southern District of Florida after being asked to talk and take part in the investigation related to the Trump-Russia 2016 hoax. These prosecutors were involved with going after Trump, and now they have just abruptly resigned from their positions. Is Trump not draining the swamp? They're running scared. They're running like little cockroaches, guys. I'm telling you. This is massive, and we bring breaking news like days before it actually hits mainstream media. But what we are showing you is that we are winning, everybody. The investigations are resulting in so much good evidence that we're exposing the corrupt left. Not only that, listen to this. Congress is now going after states for using federal dollars. Governor Moira Healey from Massachusetts spent nearly $100 million in taxpayer funds giving illegal migrant families, and this is in this year alone, in 2025, $30,000 for housing, $4,000 a month in EBT cash, $500 in food aid, free health care, and cable. Because you got to be able to watch CNN and MSNBC to keep pushing them towards their voting demographic. Guys, this is nuts. Today's big breaking news. So much is going on, but I do want to say from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of our veterans for their support. Thank you to everybody that has served our country, helping us and keeping us safe. We should always make sure to take care of our veterans, put them as a priority. Veterans before illegals, veterans before non-citizens, no homeless veterans. If you're a veteran, we thank you so much. Show the veterans some love in the chat, everybody. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate you with all of our heart. We got a big show for you today, guys, because justice is coming. You appreciate all this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but don't forget, if you're not a part of the family yet, hit that subscribe button. Let us take care of you every day with the breaking news. And thank you to everybody that supports our channel through your giving, whether it's a super chat or being a member. On the 22nd of every single month, this channel right here is donating live on stream to a local charity, helping out children's homes, helping out these kids, local, that the majority of the money goes to the kids that ain't got nobody, but they got us. And again, if you don't mind doing us a huge favor of hitting that thumbs up like button, thank you so much for your support. Trump has solidified the win with funding the government, getting it back open. But the biggest win of all, the DOJ now has submitted documents to Congress revealing that the Clinton Foundation took donations from foreign and domestic sources. Guys, wins across the board like you couldn't believe it. Show Jim Barbato, Kimberly Rivas some love in the chat. Thank y'all so much for your support. This is big, everybody. Listen to this because I'm telling you, we are taking it to the next level. Check this out.
Donald Trump places tariffs on foreign countries that have been ripping us off for decades, and in less than a year, America has made more than $200 billion in profit. And now Donald Trump wants to share that profit with the American people. $2,000 per household. That is an amazing story. Historic if it happens, and we think it will. We think that is a story worth telling. We think that's a story that every low-information voter in this country should know about, because the truth is, if the rest of the country got even just a fraction of the real story about what Donald Trump was doing on a daily basis, Republicans up and down the ticket would be unbeatable next year in the midterms. But if nothing changes, it will be Ronald Reagan 1982 all over again. I guarantee it.
Let me tell you this, everybody. The wins, I'm going to go ahead and show you it because I am so ecstatic right now. This has been going on for so long, and we're finally getting the evidence. Clinton corruption files. Bondi Patel unleashed new evidence about the former First Family Foundation. They were taking money for influence in our country, and it's finally being exposed. While all this shutdown was happening, all this, they're trying to distract people from Trump's DOJ. We're showing it to you right here, guys. Again, beautiful, beautiful truth that is coming out. Listen to this.
Terrified of a primary from his radical left flank, decided to feed into the crazy energy and shut down the government, using this as a cover for what was really something kind of personal for him, for personal political reasons. He dragged his party down this ridiculous road only to be thwarted by the aging establishment that he's suddenly so desperate to detach from. And with today's vote, Schumer is the most unpopular guy in Washington. He has no friends on either side of the aisle. 1 million federal workers went weeks without pay. The SNAP recipients, a critical part of his party's base, had to sweat their food stamps, and loads of people had a very miserable weekend of travel, and it was all for absolutely nothing. They got nothing in the end, and Schumer tonight is getting hammered for that.
I think the Democrats caved. I think the Democrats let down the American people.
You think Chuck Schumer needs to go after tonight?
He should have gone a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Yes. Yes, you talk about him and not meeting the moment, right? Every time he gets in front of the camera, the average Democratic voter out there screams, "Be done with you, be done."
In a way, it seems like the president is kind of getting what he wanted 40 days ago when all this started. And now here he is, winning again? How did he do it?
Democrats, I don't understand how a Democratic senator goes, "Wow, we won really big. Let me cave now." I don't understand. That makes no sense to me.
Let me tell you this, everybody, because this bombshell, again, just dropped. Clinton, this is from Just the News. Clinton corruption files. Bondi Patel unleashed new evidence about former First Family Foundation. Officials say evidence sent to Congress raises concerns the government officials kept evidence from prosecutors. All this stuff that's happening, everybody, all this stuff over how much they kept information, tried to protect them during the Obama administration when they were actually doing investigations, is now coming to light. The reason that they're caving, the reason all these people are losing is because they've officially been exposed, baby. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Donna Starino, let's go with the super chat. I love it. Thomas Brewer, it said, expose them all. Appreciate you, brother. If you love this, hit that thumbs up like button, guys. This is big. We're going to get this truth out there. We are one of the first to break the news over what's just been released. This is huge, everybody. And I'm telling you, this is just the beginning because they're so upset over all this evidence that's just been released. And now with the shutdown, the Democrats have no leg to stand on.
Feels like one of those moments that could be tipping this party down the road we know that they're going to go down, right? I mean, we know what happened to the Republican Party when Trump kind of did his takeover and it became more populist. There was a lot of pain in that. There was a tremendous amount of pain in that as it kind of changed, and there was all the pushback, and we still have a lot of the people that push back to it still in Congress today. For Democrats, it's going to be even more painful because they're going to exist in a center-right country, which is what the United States is, And they're going to have to allow this radical left-wing flank to take over. Because if you look at the numbers, it's just going to happen. The establishment is getting extremely old. So old that they're not going to retire. They're going to start passing away in office. It's a very, very old party among the establishment Democrats.
But the crossover
Look,
vote.
I want to show you this, guys, because again, the whole point of everything that happened, listen to this. You can't help but love the mic drops that are happening across the board, even on CNN with our boy Scott Jennings. Listen to this because we expose the corruption here on TrueLife News, guys. Check this out.
Going to hear horrible stories. People are not going to be able to afford their insurance. I don't think even with subsidies they're going to be able to afford the premiums that are hiking up 100, 200, 300%.
Wasn't Obamacare supposed to fix that?
When people, no, well, not without the universal. I mean, there's
Affordable Care Act.
Yeah,
Affordable was the first word.
The Republicans have been chipping away at the ACA, and I think this is going to be the death of the ACA. But it's also going to be the death of some Americans who don't go get screenings, who don't get diagnosed early enough in order to get treatment, who go in and instead of being stage 1 cancer are going to be stage 4 cancer. And we're going to hear horrible stories because Americans are going to choose.
Do you see this? Do you see how they inflict fear and they try to put fear into you? Oh, this is going to be the death of the ACA. He said, wait, Americans' healthcare premiums are about to go up 100, 200, 300%? Wasn't Obamacare supposed to fix that? Isn't it called the Affordable Care Act? And yet it's nothing even closely, remotely relatable to affordable. And again, what were they doing, guys? Playing politics. Because what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind over the people that actually voted to bring the government back into light. Because guess what? They're not running again. Listen to this.
It was not just senators coming to their senses to, help American families as they've been insinuating the whole time. No, this was very calculated. Have senators who are either not running for re-election, not up for it this term, or senators that are in safe seats crossing over to open the government. So the other 40 Democrats and those senators can cry about this indefinitely and continue to beat the partisan anti-Trump drum for their base. Don't believe me? Listen.
Tonight, 8 Democrats voted with the Republicans to allow them to go forward on this continuing resolution. And to my mind, this was a very, very bad vote.
Ah, yes, this is actually how ridiculous Washington, D.C. it works. But if you still doubt me, check this out. Come on. All right, so let's run through the Democrats and who broke rank and how careful the Democrat machine was to pick who voted yes for all this kabuki theater. How about Dick Durbin? He's from Illinois, okay? So he's retiring in 2026. So he's an easy sacrificial vote because he's not running again. But this allows the next person to run in Illinois to slide even further left because now they can rail on Dick Durbin not holding the anti-Trump line in the midterms. And also, Illinois went 16 points for Durbin in the last election. Basically, no shot a Republican wins there in the next one. So the next person will be even further left. Mark that, okay? Janine Shaheen of New Hampshire. She's also retiring next year. But just to make my point about how this is all a game of politics, she was the original sponsor of the ACA, the Affordable Care Act subsidy enhancements, and she just caved to the CR without them. You see how disingenuous these people are? New Hampshire also swung 15 points her way, so another relatively safe seat for the next Democrat in line in the midterms. But which is why they allowed Maggie Hassan, also from New Hampshire, to vote for this as well. Won her last election by 10 points and not up for re-election until 2028. Tim Kaine from Virginia, he also just won re-election, so it's not up for another 5 years. In a seat which he also won by almost 10 points, another safe vote from a guy who was just out there saying that it was really bad to compromise. What changed? Angus King.
Let me tell you this, guys. Everybody that was voted in it was all by design. And I'm going to show you how corrupt things are being revealed right now, guys. I'm telling you, this is the most corrupt we've ever exposed on this channel, guys. And again, we're exposing a lot right now. But right now, and this is why everything that I tell you is so important. Look at this. The GOP is now, the Congress is now going after the Massachusetts governor after finding out that in this year alone, she has given almost $100 million. Look at this, current fiscal year, $97 million to illegal migrants, okay? They've gotten $30,000 for housing, $4,000 a month in EBT cash, $500 in food aid, free health care, and cable, okay? Cable. And not only that, you want to know how corrupt all this is? They're trying to get them in? Listen to this, because it's just been revealed that the DOJ is going after the North Carolina DMVs for registering unknown numbers of non-citizens to vote in elections. Listen to this.
Prosecutors are accusing the Department of Motor Vehicles of illegally registering to vote.
He is 22.
With the help of Jorge's fluent Spanish,
Buenas tardes.
we made contact with two of them who had similar things to say.
She made it clear that she did not register incorrectly. She was not fraudulent on anything. She had no idea until they reached out to her.
No idea.
Do you see that?
They were registered to vote.
No idea they were registered to vote. Guys, this right here is the handouts coming from the Democratic Party trying to buy votes. Richard, let's go with the super chat, said guilty as sin and justice is coming, baby. I love it. Show Richard some love in the chat, everybody. OG of the channel. Ian Tully, welcome to the family. Joe DeVito said thank you for all your time you put into this, Joel. Welcome. You welcome so much, brother. And Jeffrey Hatt, OG of the channel, said thank you to all the veterans and who have served our great country, past and present. Happy Veterans Day, Pops. Miss you all at True Life News family. Show our boy Jeffrey, Joe, and our boy Richard some love in the chat, everybody. This is big. The stuff that is coming out with the Clintons, with the DOJ investigations, the voters, like literally in North Carolina, that went red. They're still trying to fight so hard to let them win. And that's why the corruption is real. Look, guys, $30,000 for housing. This is out of the state of Massachusetts. $4,000 a month in EBT cash, $500 in food aid, free healthcare cable. This is why I'm so adamant about this, because the thing that we're showing you is we want to take care of Americans. We want especially our seniors to be taken care of, guys. And whenever I found out that the United States was going after 3 national health insurance companies, 3 brokers, alleging unlawful kickbacks and discrimination against disabled Americans, I said, we're going to partner with this company right here, Chapter, because they will help fight for you to get the best plan available. And it's free, everybody. They go in, you call them up, they'll help you out. There's right now, they compare every single Medicare plan. There is 5,600 plans out there. How in the world are you supposed to know which one to get and which one serves you the best? We have people on this channel that have saved thousands of dollars using them. It's free. You call them up. You tell them that Joel sent you from True Life News, 667-895-3015. They're going to get you taken care of, everybody. And we show you the receipts. From Medical News Today, there's going to be 5,600. Look at this number right here. And Medicare Advantage plans available nationwide in 2026. So you want to be taken care of. You want to be served right. Premiums are going up. Plans are changing. If you call them up down here, they're going to take care of you. And this is where we got to stick together and help each other out. And guys, I'm telling you, it's free, it's fast, and they're going to help you save money. The number is 667-895-3015. And I would never bring something to this channel that doesn't bring value to you or help you out. And that's why, again, everything that I'm showing you guys of what's going on and what you're about to hear next, we're draining the swamp. We're getting our money back. We're giving it back to the Americans and our seniors who rightly deserved it, who paid into the system the entire time. This is why what you're about to hear is so important. The chapter links are in the description, the numbers in the description, as well as at the bottom of this video. Listen to this.
The great Julie Kelly is on first. Julie, okay, let me lay this out before you get into it. When I've got stalwarts of the MAGA movement, and I'm talking first-team players. I've got Darren Beatty, Jack Posobiec, Julie Kelly, Glenn Beck, Stephen Baker. When people like that are telling me over and over again, this pipe bomber thing is not simply big, but it's the key that picks the lock on many different things related to J6, the Fedsurrection, and the deep state. And that I think even Glenn said the other day could be as big as potentially as Watergate. I take that seriously since there's such a depth of premium folks and folks that do this for a living are telling me that. And as you know, over the weekend, I was in a location I didn't have great Wi-Fi or phone, but my phone literally blew up when I got back into the area on Sunday afternoon about the situation on the pipe bomb and maybe some new revelation on the pipe bomber. Can you get us up to speed on everything that's happening, ma'am?
Yes, so this is a report on Blaze Media, and this was authored by Steve Baker and Joe Hanneman, two reporters who have covered January 6th. And this was teased last week, to your point, by Glenn Beck and Steve Baker, that this was going to be the greatest political scandal of all time, that this would implicate high-level Trump administration officials, including perhaps CIA Director John Ratcliffe, DNI Director Tulsi Gabbard, and others, related to who these reporters believe they have identified as the individual seen on that very grainy, low-quality surveillance video of a hoodie suspect walking around Capitol Hill on January 5th, that evening, which is the time frame that the FBI and law enforcement believe those two dummy explosive pipe bombs were planted outside the headquarters of the RNC and the DNC, only to be conveniently and coincidentally discovered 17 hours later to coincide with the start of the joint session of Congress. So this article took over social media and the internet all weekend, and it was supposed to not just identify this pipe bomber, but also expose this big scandal. Well, the article, in my opinion, fell far short of providing enough solid evidence to almost definitively, they said 98%, based on this gait analysis, which we can kind of talk about, meaning the walking mannerisms and style of a Capitol Police officer.
You mean gait? You mean gait like a horse would have a gait, or like a human would have a gait? The way you would walk, correct? The way you would propel yourself forward. Okay, keep going.
Correct. So G-A-I-T, not G-A-T-E, gait.
Right.
So apparently what happened is Steve Baker was looking at video from January 6th, Capitol Police officers who were using what they call non-lethal munitions on the crowd. You and I have talked about that.
Let me tell you this, everybody. You cannot make this stuff up. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, guys, I'm telling you, all the narratives are coming out today. You have that this January 6th narrative, look at this, was a former Capitol Police officer who they have said, hey, this is allegedly the January 6th pipe bomber. They're 98% sure they're going after this person now. Literally a former Capitol Police officer. And at the same time, you have it where the DOJ has now released information to Congress with new evidence that the Clintons were corrupt. Their foundation was corrupt. They were getting paid off by by domestic and foreign entities, okay? And while this is happening, you throw another one into the mix that two prosecutors have already resigned who were part of the Trump Russiagate hoax right here. Trump 2016 hoax, two prosecutors abruptly resign. The deep state is losing it. All dozens of subpoenas have already been sent out already, and the list of targets, of course, include John Brennan. But every single time, guys, I'm telling you, this right here, this headline and what we're showing you today, what we're breaking on this channel is massive. You don't have the DOJ release evidence about the Clinton foundations receiving money to pay them off for influencing what was happening here in the United States like this. This is massive. Kyle Brown, let's go, brother, with the super chat. Said government may be open, but there's a commie in New York and Trump is out of office. What or who will take this place? JD Vance. I didn't vote Trump. Let me tell you this. JD Vance, I think, will do a phenomenal job. Y'all show Kyle some love in the chat, everybody. Ms. Justice, thank you so much for the super chat, member of the channel. Said Governor Shapiro was registering everybody at the DMV here in Pennsylvania as well. He is not to be trusted. Amen. Now that we've caught him in North Carolina, this just gives merit for the DOJ for Harmeet Dillon to continue her investigations into every state, seeing how many illegal non-citizens are being put on the voter rolls. Show Kyle and Miss Justice some love in the chat, as well as our boy OG of the channel, #1, Jim Barbato. Love the GIF. Let's go, brother. Jim, show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. And what you're seeing here, guys, and what you're about to hear next is one step closer. We're draining the swamp every single day.
And he apparently saw a Capitol Police officer who he thought had the same gait pattern as this individual on January 5th, who still has not been identified, January 5th, 2021.
Is
so
there
apparently
something
they
unique
made...
enough? Is there something unique enough about the suspect? Because this is like the Magruder film, kinda. You and Beatty and Posobiec and Glenn Beck's team and many others, for hours and hours and hours, have gone over all this grainy footage. I mean, Beatty was on the show one time. You talk about Glenn and his team. I mean, Beatty was on the show one time for an hour, and I think we went over this thing, and he had like every movement of this. And I didn't have a suspect at the time, but why this is so important, why the official narrative was a lie, and how this was going to be something that would explode the whole Fedsurrection, ma'am.
Right. Well, as Darren Beatty has said, and I think Darren Beatty and I have uncovered the most information, evidence, shady circumstances related to the pipe bombers, both at the DNC and RNC. But what Darren always said is if you expose the truth about the pipe bombs, the entire January 6th narrative unravels, because that was the incident, that those two incidents really initiated the panic that day.
And I think that's what Glenn's talking about. If you solve the identity of this pipe bomber, or you can get the idea that the feds knew a lot more about this pipe bomber, even maybe being part of them or knowing about it, this gets to be Watergate level, because then the entire official narrative collapses, correct?
Correct. And this is something we've talked about for years. And Darren Beatty and I have suspected for years, and you and I have talked about this as well, that this was an inside job, that law enforcement in some capacity was tied to the planting of one or both of these devices. I just had a report out last month that you and I talked about, more suspicious surroundings related to the woman who discovered the RNC pipe bomb. She worked for FirstNet, which of course is a law enforcement agency, and then the DNC. So it's not exactly news that this is an inside job, that law enforcement was somehow involved in one capacity or the other. I think this might be new to Glenn because of how he's talked about it, but it certainly is not to us. So if this individual, and we won't name her name because you could see people are already backing off this report as they identified this woman, who now is under police protection, by the way, based on, I think, really dubious evidence.
Because naturally the MAGA people would seek immediate vengeance, correct? Revenge.
Well, look, it's really irresponsible to float someone's name without enough substantive evidence that confirms that this is the absolute identity of this suspect. I mean,
let me tell you this, everybody. What we're showing you is the breakdown of the deep state. And what we're also about to show you too, even on CNN, you cannot make this up with what I'm about to show you. It is so mind-blowing. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, and don't forget to show our girl Gina some love in the chat with the 20 gifted TrueLife News memberships. Show Gina some love in the chat, everybody. If you got a free membership, show her some love, growing the voice of the TrueLife News family. Outright representative, member of Congress, literally says the worst thing that you could ever say, which is they are trying to use judges to force Donald Trump to pay for things and to give money to foreign entities and to illegals without being appropriated by Congress, guys. Right here, this is one of the most viral clips that is going out. Listen to this.
Do you believe as a member of Congress, a judge can compel the executive to spend money that you haven't appropriated?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Right there.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we didn't want kings.
Ooh.
We need king for a day. What do we need?
Okay, but wait.
I mean, that is literally a king, spending money that is not
Judge
appropriated.
is not a king.
No, you're turning the president into one if he can spend without appropriation.
Well, now,
Look, you guys have been railing against Trump being authoritarian, having too much power, too much executive power. And at the same time, Democrats have been arguing that he should go out and spend money that has not been appropriated
The
this
money
year
was appropriated.
by Congress.
It's $3 billion.
Shows a huge
Would
flaw in tariff
Congress,
policy.
would Congress have to approve that? Would Congress have to appropriate that?
absolutely. It would seem to me, where's he going to get the money from?
Well,
Yeah,
we've taken
approve.
in billions of tariff revenue.
Well, let's
Right, but
just-
doesn't
let's just-
Congress hold the purse? So I guess the
Can't
question.
trust Congress
He
with the
just
purse.
told me in the last segment that a judge could tell the executive to spend money that hasn't been appropriated.
No,
But
it
it-
has been appropriated.
Ooh, so what they're talking about and what I'm about to show you next, guys, because it's going back to these $2,000 tariff checks. This is big stuff that's coming out today. The wins are coming for Trump because he knows the midterms are coming up. You want to guarantee a midterm win? You hand people $2,000 checks and tell them it's coming every single year. This right here is Trump taking it to the next level.
We heard about the Doge dividends. What about tariff dividends? The Treasury collected almost $200 billion in tariff revenue in the fiscal year 2025 that ended in September. Now, President Trump wants to cut Americans a check, writing on Truth Social over the weekend that low and middle income Americans will receive $2,000 payments from the tariff income, and the rest will be used to help pay down the national debt. This is pending a decision from the Supreme Court, which just days ago cast doubt on the tariff legality or the use of power to impose these tariffs. But Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says a dividend can come in a lot of different ways.
The $2,000 dividend could come in lots of forms, in lots of ways, George. It could be just the tax decreases that we are seeing on the president's agenda. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, deductibility of auto loans. So, those are substantial deductions that, are being financed in the tax bill.
I love how the Treasury Secretary spun that little gem. He's like, well, it's not a check. It's just a tax cut that you already got. That was back in July.
Right. But the president does sound like he's talking about a check, if I'm not mistaken from reading that Truth Social. And I think that he realizes that if you go the way of Bessent and try to explain it that way, there are going to be people that aren't touched by that, and they're going to feel like they were left out of it somehow, or that they got the short end of the stick. And so all of a sudden he's coming out with these dividend checks for low and middle income. And I'm thinking to myself, this is really interesting, as we're waiting to hear what the Supreme Court's going to do on this. After we listened to oral arguments last week, I didn't really think that the court was that positive on keeping tariffs in place in the same structure and form that they currently exist in. And then we started having the conversation, well, what would we do with the money? How would you give it back to people? This, to me, sounds like a way for the president to do that before the court tells him what to do, which gives him more power and more control over the narrative as it is unfolding here. I don't know what the Supreme Court will do, how they will rule on this particular case, but I always think President Trump is a few steps ahead of what is going to happen. I think they're already thinking about plans on rewriting these tariffs under different laws to be able to keep them in play if the court says that they're not allowed to. But this, to me, sounded like, you know what, I'm going to go spend this money before they tell me. And he talks about paying down the national debt with what's left over. I think, Taylor, I know you're in this camp. I would have liked to have him take the whole $200 billion and pay down the debt.
So, and that's where I am. Super cold take. Everyone hates me for this. I would not be handing out more stimmy checks, especially, let's say you even argue that a tariff is a tax on a consumer, or corporations are passing on the extra cost to the consumers. We've tried this. We did this under Biden. Stimmy season has got to come to an end. I do not want government money that they're taxing to then give to me. $2,000 is tons of money and would absolutely help tons of families. But I don't want to be relying on government for a check. Even though it sounds so tangible, if you get a check in the mail with Trump's name on it, sounds great. No. Inflation.
We're going to just inject all that money. People go.
Okay, right there. This is where I fact-checked everybody on this channel, guys, because I want to show you this. When she says inflation, guess what? That's when you print money. When you print money that doesn't exist, you decrease the value of what is already there. Trump is bringing in money from other countries to the United States, okay? That means that money already exists. There is no inflation. All it is injecting more money into our economy, growing our GDP. Boom, baby. And again, look, more everybody's posting about it, guys. The Clintons things have finally caught up with the wheeling and dealing of the Clintons. Officials said they've gathered the evidence for weeks and have dubbed the documents Clinton corruption files. That's literally what they're being called. This is coming from Kash Patel, Pam Bondi. They said they hope to make the documents public as soon as by the end of this week, baby. Let's go. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to report. Mr. Norby with the super chat, OG of the channel, let's go. Said we need to refit the way the government does business for we the people. No more giving American funding to so-called USAIDs. We need to think more about our own problems and not these illegals. Thank you, Joel. You're the man. You're the man, brother. Show Mr. Norby, OG of the channel, some love in the chat. Such a blessing, brother. And don't forget to show our girl Gina some love in the chat for the gifted 20 TrueLife News memberships. Show her some love in the chat. Thank you so much, Gina. You are so awesome.
Charles Payne was talking about the other day. They spend
that experiment for stimmies. It doesn't work.
I agree with you 100% on the economics, but for the politics of it, I think for everyday Americans, what happens in Washington is so far removed. This makes it tangible, as you said. It brings it home, and it's a physical representation, or digital, because it comes in direct deposit.
Right there.
That what is happening with the trade wars? Why are we doing it? It's a patriotic refund in some way. But I agree with you 100%. We should not be spending money we collect over here when we have a big debt that we still have to pay down. Every last penny. We've talked about this. You're a saver. You know, use that to get yourself ahead. You got to do that as a country as well. We need fiscal discipline. But this could point to, you bring it up, we talked about it on the break, is it because the president's afraid of his economic approval rating, right? Affordability, that buzzword, won the Democrats a lot of seats. How do you make life sound like the Republicans are making life more affordable?
You know what the president is doing, which I like, though, is I feel like he's shifting his focus back to the economy. I'm not a huge fan of the $2,000 dividend because we are running a $1.8 trillion deficit just this year. This money that we're getting from tariffs isn't even covering interest on the debt, a point you make all the time, Dagan. So, but what the president is saying, what he's saying by this is, I know that I've got to deliver results for the American people because that's why they voted for me. He's done a lot of great things abroad. He's done a lot of great things in other policy areas, but he knows his bread and butter is the economy and people feeling that in their wallets. And I think there's a sense that America hasn't quite felt it the way they want to or need to yet. So what I hear Scott Bessent doing, and I agree with you, Dagan, he's massaging the issue in that interview. But I think what he's trying to say is there's juice in place in the Trump agenda that people are going to start feeling as they come into 2026. And I think he's just trying to point people ahead to that. Now, does that work in politics? I don't know. I think people want to feel it now. But I do think I see an administration pivoting back to the economy after doing a lot of good things other places, and that can't come a minute too soon.
Yeah, I agree. But
let me tell you this, everybody, with what you're about to see next, all this stuff that's coming up, tariff dividend checks, things like that, it's only going to be a win for us because right now the Democrats are losing it, are raging right now because we're going to get this funding bill passed in the House. There's nothing keeping it from being passed. Everybody is ready to make this come alive, okay? And not only that, if you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, you're about to see that Chuck Schumer is about to lose it. So who are they going to put in place? I mean, I'm telling you, this right here is just showing you The old Democratic Party is dying. Even if they try to embrace this Moran Zamdani, whatever his name is, they're going to lose because that is not the majority of America. Listen to this.
How are Democrats feeling overall about Schumer? We've seen a lot of comments from some House Democrats, but what about overall?
What about Democrats nationwide feeling about Chuck Schumer? I think the word of the day is terrible, 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 terrible. To quote another Charles Barkley when it comes to Chuck Schumer. Look at this. Least popular Dem Senate leader ever. I looked at all of the polls going all the way back since 1985. The one who has the lowest rating among Democrats is, in fact, Chuck Schumer. Look at this. He's underwater with Democrats. His own party, he's underwater. He's at -4 points. That makes him the least popular guy for a Dem Senate leader going all the way back since the mid-1980s at least.
Do you have a sense of why?
Why? It's because Democrats, they want a fighter. They want a fighter. That's why. Take a look here. Democrats, Dems in Congress do too little to oppose Trump. During the first term, it was just 46% in 2017. That's the percentage of Democrats who said that the Dems in Congress are doing too little to oppose Donald Trump. Look at where we are now, 69%. That is an increase of, get this, 23 points. The super duper majority of Democrats believe that the Democrats in Congress are not doing enough to oppose Donald Trump. And that, of course, is a big, huge criticism of Chuck Schumer. And that is why he is underwater.
I knew you were going to do the dip. All right.
Look, guys, I'm telling you, the Democratic Party is failing because, again, too, everything that they lied upon, even across the pond, everybody, the BBC is on notice that if they don't retract and apologize for their false defamatory documentary on Trump, they're going to be facing a $1 billion lawsuit. Why? Because they doctored the videos. We literally showed it to you on this channel. They doctored the videos. They tried to make Trump look bad. And guess what? Trump is going after everybody. And he's not going no 1 million, 2. He's going for the billions because he wants to set the example. Stop lying and trying to control the narrative to try and control voters. Tell me if you appreciate this, guys, in the chat. Kyle Brown, let's go with the super chat. Said, money doesn't buy my love or my vote. As you see, money is the root of all evil. It was the love of money is the root of all evil. I was living before 2000. Tariffs are good. Our government did it before taxes. Amen, brother. Show Kyle some love in the chat. And again, all the common sense right now is literally cleaning out the government, draining the swamp. With what I'm about to show you next, guys, this is big stuff.
The senator from Louisiana, Senator John Kennedy. Senator, it's great to see you. Thank you for being with us here today. Why? Why did we shut down the government?
Well, I want to be careful, Will. I don't want to do anything to upset our agreement. If I did that, my colleagues would, I don't know, they'd have Katie Porter slap me to Pluto, and I couldn't blame them. Look, Senator Schumer chose to have this shutdown. And it's clear, it was clear at the time, it's clear now. He just dug up more snakes than he could kill. His demands were unreasonable. They were so unreasonable that they weren't even within the realm of possibility on my side of the aisle. And we were prepared to just sit there as much as it hurt. I mean, we didn't have a choice. We couldn't possibly do what Senator Schumer wanted us to do. But look, I want to thank the Democrats who finally said, look, enough of this foolishness. We're going to open government up. My only disappointment in the deal that we have, I strongly wanted a provision added that senators cannot be paid during a shutdown. It's called shared sacrifice. It's called leadership. We were getting paid, but our staff wasn't. I didn't take my salary, but our staff wasn't getting paid, and air traffic controllers and our military. I thought it was the height of hypocrisy. Now, my leadership blocked me from bringing that bill, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep coming.
Shared sacrifice. If I asked that same question to Democrats, Senator Kennedy, why did you shut the government down? I would undoubtedly get an answer that revolved around the extension of Obamacare subsidies, or maybe even more generically, something about the rising price of health care. Now, let me tell you this, because again, Andy always bringing up these truth bombs, everybody. Let me tell you that what we've shown you today, the amount of priority that the Democrats put on illegal migrants. Look at this. This is a new chart from the FHA loans to immigrants without permanent residency. Look at this. Look at the drop off at the very end of the chart whenever Trump got into office. This is what the Democrats were trying to do, giving all these non-permanent resident immigrants homes, trying to make them like they're true citizens when they weren't. And then you literally have, it is happening this year, and Congress is going after this governor from Massachusetts, Governor Healy, who has spent $100 million of taxpayer funds on illegal immigrant families, $30,000 for housing, $4,000 a month in EBT cash, $5,000 in food aid. It's all right here, everybody. This is called our home-based program, trying to make these people, what? Citizens. Andy said, is this a joke? Trump wants to give $2,000 to U.S. citizens, but illegals get $5,000 to $30,000 monthly. What a smackdown to our faces. 100%. And this is, again, too, why we are in the debt that we're in. Thank you so much, Andy, for the support. Let's go, brother. Show Andy some love in the chat, as well as Carla Sue 3. Let's go. Said, to all veterans of the past, present, future, thank you for your service. Amen. Show Carla and Andy some love in the chat. Don't forget to show Gina some love in the chat for her gifted memberships. This right here, again, all boils down to, everybody, I got something else to show you in a moment. Every single state that is blue is giving out hundreds of millions of dollars to illegal non-citizens, and we're exposing them today. Well, I have just laid out why healthcare prices rise. There's no doubt it resonates with everyone watching, with voters. It's arguably what brought Zohran Mamdani into power as the next mayor of New York City. So what is the answer from Republicans? How can you address affordability when it comes back, apparently in about a month? How will you debate? What will you say to the voters about the rising price of healthcare?
Well, here's what I'll say, Will. I'll say if we learned anything through this intergalactic freak show shutdown, we learned that Obamacare is not working.
Yep.
We were promised if we did it, premiums would go down and insurance would be more accessible. It's been neither. We were promised our lives would be better. Our lives are worse. We need to fix it. Just extending the status quo is like putting fresh paint on rotten wood. Now, how are we going to fix it? Well, we're going to vote on revising Obamacare exchanges here before Christmas. We need to put together a proposal that looks like somebody designed it on purpose. But longer term, to the larger issue, health care is part of affordability. What the Senate needs to do is get up off its ice-cold, lazy butt and do another reconciliation bill. We don't need support of our Democratic colleagues to do that. We can do it with all Republicans. I think we did an extraordinary job with the one big beautiful bill, but under the law we have the authority to do two more. We haven't done anything since the one big beautiful bill. After the holidays, we need to get serious, and in a new reconciliation bill, we need to address the cost of food, the cost of health care, the cost of housing, the cost of regulation. Regulation of goods and services makes all of our goods and services cost more. And the Senate needs to rise to the occasion and do something.
Well, there is no doubt the voters have real questions, real concerns about affordability. It'll be interesting to hear what those answers will be from Republicans. And just as a reminder to everybody watching, if it's done through reconciliation, it will only require 51 votes, not the debate we've had over the government shutdown of 60 senators in the United States Senate. Senator Kennedy.
Let me tell you this, everybody. This is stuff you don't see on the mainstream media. It's happening, but I'm showing you the receipts. And if you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, Governor Ken Paxton, guess what? Out of Texas, is now suing Harris County for directing over $1.3 million of taxpayer money to defend illegal aliens from deportation. Are you serious? In a recent 4-1 vote, the Harris County commissioners allocated $1.3 million in taxpayer funds for distribution to several non-government organizations, NGOs, for the defense of illegal migrants. Okay, you're saying, but that's in Texas. It's happening everywhere. Look at this. This is a chart from New Jersey. How much they are spending on illegals' housing, how much they are spending on their medical services, defense for these illegals, all this. Look at this. New Jersey per illegal alien cost $8,136. You want to look at the worker, $1,585. This is at the bottom. And New Jersey household, $2,115. They literally are spending more money per illegal alien to try to house them, take care of them, all that, almost 4x than they are their own citizens. So you tell me, this stuff that's coming out, everybody, this is a clear image right here. This is how much, again, you tell me, like, you can't make this stuff up, but this is what the Democrats believed. They didn't want people to know. This is the truth coming out over where money is going across this nation, and this is why we are fighting it so hard, everybody, because it does matter. All this stuff matters to make sure that we put Americans first. I want to show you this because, again, every single time that we expose this on what's happening and what they're doing, we're destroying the deep state. Robert Cash, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Said, God bless our veterans and God bless the USA. Amen. Show our boy Robert Cash some love in the chat, as well as he said, let's get the filibuster done. Let's go. I love it. Listen to this.
We have support from enough Democrats, and we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country. The deal is very good. We're not going to be giving $1.5 trillion to people that came in from jails and from, the gangs and drug dealers and all of these others that they wanted to be given health care, which would have hurt our health care system.
It should be great news for everyone. The longest shutdown in American history will soon be over. But Democrats are in mourning.
This was a very, very bad vote.
You can see how tired I am. I've been here all weekend. I've been working throughout the past few weeks to try to prevent this moment. There's no way to defend this. And you are right to be angry.
I think the Democrats caved. I think the Democrats let down the American people.
The Democrats held the country hostage for 40 days. And now the games are ending. The good guys are winning. Trump wants to give the air traffic controllers $10,000, all the ones who stayed on the job, and everyone will get home for Thanksgiving. Democrats got pretty much nothing out of the deal. One House Dem told Axios, people are furious. It's an awful deal and a total failure to use leverage for anything real. Another said, people are pissed, and that it feels like Senate Democrats, quote, got almost nothing. It seems like they're just tired. Newsom says his friends rolled over like dogs.
I worry now, though, that sounds like some of my colleagues and friends in the United States Senate, some of my Democratic colleagues just decided that we're playing by the old set of rules, not the new set of rules, and may have rolled
or dirt under their fingernails or whatnot. But I'm telling you this has been released. It's called the Clinton Corruption Files. Attorney General Pam Bondi, Director of the FBI, Kash Patel, have released new evidence about former First Family Foundation receiving foreign money and domestic money for influencing laws and policies. The Democrats, and I believe it, the majority of the ones that sided with the Republicans to open up the government are literally leaving next year. They're gone. But what's happening, and what I feel like is happening, is that they're saying, holy crap, they're really going after everybody. They're really investigating everybody. And if the Clintons are going to be investigated and they're going to be gone after, let's just make sure we keep the Republicans happy. Let's get away. Let's get past, and let's kind of make a deal with them and be nice, okay? That's what I see happening. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thomas Brewer, let's go, brother, with the super chat. Said, you're the best at bringing the news about criminals. Come on, people. Joel's Med needs our support. Appreciate you so much, brother. Show Thomas some love in the chat. Guys, we're busting our butt to give you the best show every single day. We're breaking this news before anybody else. This is big, big stuff. Thank you so much, Aaron B424. Said Trump has been right about everything, so I believe Trump giving $2,000 to low and middle income Americans will help Republicans get votes, and that will help Trump to continue his agenda. MAGA, let's go. I love it. Show Aaron some love in the chat, as well as Kimberly Rivas. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much, Thomas Brewer, for your support. And I do not think that socialism is coming. I think there's enough common sense people that will outfight it all.
Wanted the fight to keep going. The whole point of the shutdown was to slow down the pace of winning and stick it to Trump. But it backfired.
In terms of standing up to Donald Trump, the shutdown actually gave him more power. So standing up to Donald Trump didn't work.
Democrats thought they had found momentum after Kami Mandami won in New York, but that's all gone.
Now here he is, winning again? How did he do it?
I guess Schumer should have read Art of the Deal. Democrats lost big time, and they don't even know why.
Can you explain how you interpret why this deal came together now?
I can't explain it because, to be frank, to me, it makes absolutely no sense. I'm completely perplexed.
I want to give Chuck the Biden treatment.
He needs to be replaced and step down. More Democrats need to be calling for that. The only reason they aren't calling for it, let me be blunt, is because you offend a lot of donors. There are a lot of billionaires. There are a lot of donors that contribute to the DSCC, that contribute to Chuck Schumer. But, you know, we've got to make a choice of this party.
Ooh.
Chuck is the face of the establishment, and they want him to go away.
Do you think that Chuck Schumer should step aside now and let someone else lead Democrats in the Senate?
I think it would be better. I think it'd be better than the status quo. And I hear this from Democrats all across Massachusetts. Everywhere I go, people say there's a leadership vacuum right now in the Democratic Party. We need new leadership. We've got to stop protecting this establishment status quo.
The main Senate.
Let me tell you this. This right here it just shows you. Trump said, I think he made a mistake in going too far. He thought he could break the Republicans, and the Republicans broke him. Not only are we about to reopen the government, everybody wants Chuck Schumer out. And that's the worst way to leave, especially for your legacy, to where people just want you to leave because you are not getting the job done for what they believe. Again, the majority, like, if this isn't, guys, the most beautiful, like, Cinderella story of just, guess what? The American people do not want Democratic policies. And this just shows you that the more that we expose them, we're going after all Letitia James, Shifty Schiff, James Comey, Brennan, Fani Willis. Now we're going after the Clintons. Like, everybody's on the table, that we're going to hold people accountable, and we're going to show America that they can. Thank you so much for your support. This is big, big stuff.
Tell them that Chuck Schumer can no longer be leader.
And The View agrees with the nipple Nazi.
I think Chuck Schumer, his days are over.
If he cannot keep his caucus together, he needs to go. He needs to be replaced.
Poor Chuck. It seems like every liberal wants Schumer to click his heels and go home.
We have Chuck Schumer, the cowardly
lion, who we refer to as Chuckles, who again proved he is a terrible leader. He cannot meet the moment. He is impotent and he needs to step aside.
One senior House Democrat told Axios Schumer could get primaried. Right on cue, the other communist, AOC, said this: working people want leaders whose words mean something. But Schumer's fighting for his life, trying to pass the blame onto Trump.
We must fight to keep millions from financial ruin. And make no mistake about it, the American people know who is inflicting this healthcare trauma on them: Donald Trump and the Republicans.
Chuck's battle cry isn't winning over any hearts and minds.
Do you support Chuck Schumer to lead Senate Democrats going forward?
So, Chris, again, we found ourselves in a situation I don't think the Senate has found itself in before.
I will note, Senator, that given two opportunities, you did not voice your unequivocal support for Chuck Schumer.
Schumer has only one loyal friend left, his compadre mexicano, Hakeem Jeffries.
Do you believe that Senator Schumer should remain as minority leader?
Hakeem Jeffries
yes,
is
I think
Mexican?
that Chuck Schumer has held the line during this 7-week fight.
Shutdown blame games.
No, that dude's black. Okay, let me tell you this, everybody. A total centralized control over citizens. We are next. Let me show you this, everybody, because what a truth bomb. And Andy didn't know I had this up to show everybody today. Y'all show Andy some love in the chat. This is from Canada, and this is what I promise you the Democrats would have us do in a heartbeat, because they're already doing it with the transgender ideology. A David D. Wolf, a parent in Calgary area of Alberta, this is Canada, is reporting schools in Canada are telling their kids not to pack ham sandwiches because it can offend the new Muslim children in class. And this is him going over saying no more ham sandwiches anymore. Like, guys, do you realize how crazy this is? This, I'm telling you, this would be happening here if the Democrats had their way. Zohran Mamdani, all this stuff, they're bringing their culture, Islamification into the United States. There's places over Sharia law that they're trying to get put into certain parts of the United States. This stuff is real. Y'all show Andy some love in the chat. Lots of stuff going on, guys. But again, what do we this is what I'm concerned about, is that Trump is getting things done, and that this is undeniable, the numbers that you are about to see, that what happens under the Trump effect.
No idea where this guy was. Mike, good morning to you. It's changed.
And they say they got him. The headline in the Chicago Tribune this morning, Bill, is that Border Patrol is soon going to be leaving Chicago. I spoke with Chief Bongino this morning. He walked back that headline a bit, saying the fact that he may leave Chicago soon is possible and likely, but final plans are not concrete. And the very fact that future operations showed up in the headline of a newspaper could change things. And it does not mean that the enhanced immigration enforcement named Operation Midway Blitz is over. Border Patrol will maintain a presence in Chicago for a long time, he says, and ICE is a separate entity under the Department of Homeland Security. ICE has a permanent presence in Chicago, and according to DHS, is not changing posture. What has changed, according to Border Patrol, is the environment in which they work. Border Patrol and DHS blame the rhetoric coming from Illinois leaders, calling them everything from barbarians to Nazis for the fact that they're regularly mobbed. Civilian cars chased them down and rammed their vehicles, and on Saturday, they took gunfire.
Vehicle rammings, physical assaults, now gunshots, bricks being thrown from roofs, and that type of thing. That's got to stop. That violent rhetoric, that word liar, that word barbarian, and that word Nazi, that has to stop. If it doesn't, as Tom Homan said, there's going to be bloodshed.
Now, Tricia McLaughlin with DHS put out a statement today that they're not leaving Chicago and noted that
DHS now reports 16% less homicides, 35% less shootings, 41% less robberies, 48% carjackings, and 28% down on transit crime. Is this like, does this not like resonate with the average person that, guess what? This is a good thing. Doesn't matter if it's coming from the dang National Guard. Lower the crime, because guess what? This affects real people.
Since the start of Midway Blitz, homicides are down 16%, shootings are down 35%, robberies down 41%, carjackings down 48%, transit crime down 20%. And if you look at the numbers from the mayor's own dashboard, they're even more dramatic. Gary McCarthy is the former police superintendent here in Chicago, and he told me that the bellwether for how crime impacts the average citizen is robbery. And if you look at the mayor's own numbers, robberies are down 44%.
Wow. Okay, big change there, Mike. Thank you, sir. Winter come soon. Got it. Thank you.
Let's bring in Ron Vitiello. He's a senior advisor with Customs and Border Protection. Can we talk about those numbers real quickly? The proof is in the pudding. If the numbers are down by that much, robberies down 44% seems significant, and that the citizens would be benefiting.
100%. You cannot replace boots on the ground. More cops arresting more criminals across the city, including the federal response, CBP officers, Border Patrol agents, ICE officials out there doing their job, protecting the city, despite the political rhetoric and despite the violence that they're actually facing. It's going to lower crime because you have more cops on the road.
I want to play two things for you. One is from an alderman in Chicago, and the other is from Mayor Johnson. I'm going to play these back to back. Mayor Johnson came to the United Nations Human Rights Council to plead his case about ICE. But let's start with Alderman Michael Rodriguez here.
We're here on 26th and Pulaski. ICE is causing all sorts of mayhem in the neighborhood. We want everyone to stay safe. They're doing things that are unconstitutional, that are illegal. They are causing fear and mayhem in our communities, and that's unacceptable.
Guys, they're causing mayhem, okay? They're causing mayhem by reducing crime. Again, this is what we get from the left. This is what we get from people that, again, want this corruption because it's easier to control people. It's all about the control. And again, the Clinton corruption files, what was it all about? It's all about control. This is from Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, unleashing new evidence about the Clinton Foundation taking money to do what? To influence policies and whatnot from domestic and foreign entities. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Today is big truth bombs. We are winning across the board. Such big wins. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, want to say thank you to everybody who is watching. If you're not a part of the family yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, joining us so that we can take care of you every day with the breaking news. So much is going on, everybody. And I just want to say it means the world to us that you support us in our channel. You also, again, this is what I love, is that everything that I'm bringing to you guys, this is just beautiful because I've gotten so many testimonials over people that are just winning next level with our sponsor, Chapter. When I see people saving thousands of dollars, because right now, open enrollment, Medicare right now. If you are on Medicare, you can call up Chapter. It's free, everybody. And they literally save you so much money. Seniors, on average, $1,100 a year. But you can call them up, 667-895-3015. Tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News. They're going to take care of you. Across the board, people, I'm telling you, members of our channel, and this is what blesses me because it's free. It's literally free. People saving $2,700 a year, $1,400 a year, $1,200 a year. This is what matters, is everybody winning. All of us being taken care of. And this is why I partner with them, because number one, it wasn't going to cost you anything. And number two, you would be blessed by it. So give them a call. Let them know that I sent you, 667-895-3015. They're going to get you taken care of, everybody. The number's in the description as well at the bottom of this video. I want to thank everybody that supports us in their giving on this channel. Remember, on the 22nd of every single month, we're donating live on stream to a local charity with your support. Want to give some special love to Gina with the gifted 20 TrueLife News memberships. Show Gina some love in the chat, everybody. OG of the channel. Show Jim Barbato. Thank you so much. Some love in the chat. Thank you so much, brother Jim. Show Kimberly Rivas, Donna Storino some love in the chat. Our boy Thomas Brewer, OG of the channel. Ian Tolley, welcome to the family. Our boy Richard with the super chat. Thank you so much, brother. PDX67 is his tag name. Joe DeVito, Jeffrey Hatt. Thank y'all so much, brothers. Kyle Brown, Miss Justice, member of the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Our boy, Mr. Tracy J. Norby, the OG of the channel. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, Andy, with the truth bombs. Carla, thank you so much for your support. Robert Cash, Kimberly Rivas, Aaron B424, thank you so much. And Jogo with the gifted super chat said, still here, still love the show. Brother, we love you too. Appreciate your support. Jogo's an OG as well. Said, you rock. Truck driving has been keeping me from watching the live show. Keep up the good work. Thank you to all our veterans for keeping us safe and for your braveness. Thank you. Show Jogo some love in the chat. Hey, my dad's a truck driver too. And then my brother was too. And then my sister also got her Class A license too. I'm the only one that didn't get it. But I love it. Show these people some love in the chat. Thank you so much for sharing our videos on X, on Facebook. We couldn't do it without you. We love you, appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.